Yeah, we're talking about penetration. Keith mentioned it. McCallum's been doing that on the defensive side, and now we're seeing Calallen getting into it.
Perez back, and now he's going to improvise. Perez has got room. Perez has, thought he was going to get the first down. He's going to be about a yard short. When he cut it to the outside, he slipped right at the 40, needs the 39, but got to believe this is going to be a chance to go for it on fourth down.
Yeah, you would think inside the 40-yard line, and they're going for it. At least it appears that way.
Saw Lively coming at Perez, and he tried to cut outside, and that's where he slipped. So, huge play right here for this Calallen defense on fourth down. Perez keeps it. First down and more. Perez is loose. Perez, touchdown, McCallum. 35 yards on 4th and 1. Max Perez with his 21st rushing touchdown of the season.
Great job right here. Penetration outside. He sticks the foot and goes right down the middle of the defense and outruns the secondary. Max Perez, the big physical quarterback, gets loose.
Well, when you're stacking that line to try to stop him from gaining a yard, there's really no second level of defense. Carson, extra point is good. 5:40 to go. McCallum has that 3-score lead back after this.
Kicking off for McAllen, number 34, Ian Carson. Back to receive for Calallen, number 5, Shannon Price, and number 1, Zac Hawkins.
KBVO's Football Day in Central Texas, presented by Southwest Kia. The Kia Stinger is a 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year finalist. Come into either location to see for yourself during Kia Southwest year-end clearance event. 17-0 McCallum, 3-play drive. Max Perez caps it on a 4th and 1 from 35 yards. Here's a squib kick down to about the 20-yard line, and that ball is on the ground, picked up though by Hawkins, or that could have been disaster for McCallum, or for Calallen rather, but Zac Hawkins hops on the fumble. But again, not great starting field position for the Wildcats.
Yeah, it's a low tackle there. Ball comes popping out, and like you said, Roger, you got Hawkins there trailing the play. He ends up getting it on a one hop, and that could have been just absolutely disastrous there for Calallen with another turnover inside the 25-yard line.
So back come the Wildcats. Brown is the setback, and on that read, they give it to him, but Jackson Masters, like a bullet from his middle linebacker spot, makes the tackle.
Boy, and he is such a leader on the field. He ends up getting the front lined up, and he knows exactly where this ball's going. The guard's taking him to the play when they pull, and that one, he just flat out reads the base block and ends up right off tackle in the backfield. 4-yard loss.
Been at least 3 of those big negative plays on the run game for Calallen. Again, it's an offense that is so used to just churning out yards on the ground. Duff, option look, and he slips. Had a little room there, but he slipped down, and that's going to be a loss of a yard.
Yeah, he had the right idea. He was going to stick the left ankle. It looked to me like he's coming up gimpy. It gave way on him, but there's a hole right there, Roger, and he's got to make the safety miss, but at the same time, Yeah, he's gimping around back there.
Boy, that is huge for Calallen. He'll stay in there, but obviously you're going to most likely lose the threat of him running, at least from me. Look, he is just visibly limping here. So they can really key on Brown now. They go play action. And Duff has some time. He's got Garza, and that's going to be short of the first down to about the 29-yard line.
Man, I tell you what, you got to give a lot of credit right there to Duff. He's not working with 100% on that ankle, and here we go. Good completion, still short.
Well, to remind you, Instant Replay brought to you by ABC Home and Commercial Services, your heating system repair specialist. Well, one of the busiest Wildcats today has been Riggs Barrett, the Calallen punter, back again. I mean, Calallen struggling just to get first downs. Here's a knuckleball punt, and Rowe loses the football, and that's going to be a turnover. Davis Rowe went up to try to high point it, and it bounced off his hands, and Calallen gets the break they so desperately needed as they will take over at the McCallum 42-yard line.
Well, you see here, you mentioned it. He tries to high point it, misjudges it. If you look at the ball as it's coming out of the sky, it is a true knuckleball, and we know how hard it is to catch one of those things. And obviously, a sure-handed returner didn't get it done on that one, and Calallen, as you said, finally on the other side of the 50-yard line.
Yeah, after taking over at the 16, 22, 20, 23, 20, 11, and 23, they take over in plus territory. Here's Duff. He's going to run it. Ankle must be feeling better. Williams can't make the tackle. Duff down the sideline, and he's inside the 20-yard line. So, well, a jolt to the Calallen sideline with the fumble, and then Colton Duff with a big run for the Wildcats.
Yeah, 2 plays ago, things didn't look very good for Calallen, and now here we are. Duff is healthy, running left, as you can see, and he's churning the yards, baby.
We got a timeout on the field, 3:11 to go. Calallen on the move.
Second timeout of the half.
Calallen's got the momentum, a turnover and a 24-yard run by Colton Duff. Not even close by far their biggest offensive play. It's their first down play of the ball game. Right, here comes Brown. Brown is smacked down by Masters, and that'll be no gain. There was a discussion, Steve, during the break with Charles Taylor, the McAllen coach, and the referees, speculating that maybe he thought there was some kick-catch interference on that fumbled punt, but obviously not going to win that argument.
Well, it was his opportunity to tell him what he thought, and basically we didn't see anything close from the visual up here, but coaches are going to always have an opportunity to say something and give their opinion.
Yeah, there was a lot of traffic. Here's Duff, and he is wrapped up, and he will go down. And just like that, the big sack for that McCallum defense, that is Switzer, Jack Switzer with the sack. And now you've got a huge play coming up here for Calallen.
Yeah, the edge pressure with the outside linebacker playing, and now they turned Switzer loose here. They stared at him, and then they saw the pressure. Left tackle goes outside, Switzer's loose, makes the big sack.
Boy, and Calallen, they've got to feel like they have to come away with points here. Remember, McCallum will get the ball to start the second half. Duff, play action. Nobody in the pattern. Finally, they release, but it's too late. Throws it up, and it's intercepted by Masters. Masters then loses the football, and it's recovered by, it looks like, a mad scramble. We'll wait to sort it out, but Masters got the pick, and then he lost it on the fumble, and now it will be, looks like, McCallum football. Oh, my goodness. What a turn of events right there.
What a mad scramble. I tell you what, people were diving into that pile from about 10 yards out. And it was just a messed up play. It looked like miscommunication from the very beginning. Nobody released immediately, and then the pressure's on. High throw. Masters makes the pick, and here comes the ball out.
Yeah, had the ball knocked out of his hands, and then initially looked like Calallen might have it, and then it's just who's the strongest. Gabe Williams in there, Barrett is in there, and eventually McCallum comes up with it. So they dodge a bullet after the fumble and turn Calallen back over. I think they might be happy to go into the locker room up 17-0 here with 1:37 to go.
Yeah, at this point, Coach Taylor's just trying to get to the dressing room.
Well, Gage is a guy, though, that can break a game in one run. And look at Deron Gage all the way out to the 42-yard line. KBVO's Football Day in Central Texas brought to you by Thomas J. Henry. Injured in an accident? Good news. Help has arrived. Thomas J. Henry is a personal injury law firm now serving Austin and the surrounding communities. Available 24/7 nights and weekends. Call Thomas J. Henry now, 512-817-1905. And, boy, how about Deron Gage showing that burst?
Man, he's the one guy on the field. If he gets a seam, he can end up in the end zone. Almost did on that one play.
Now they can think about trying to score, and they're going to go again with Gage. Gage has got room. Gage cuts it outside. Back to the 35 to the 34. 2 plays just like that, 120. And, oh, Keith, what a changeup it is when you can throw the lightning bolt Deron Gage at a defense.
Blitz. I don't know if that was something they talked about on the sideline, but I got to the end zone this time, Coach, and when you get those wider splits, it's showing up those running lanes for those cool cutbacks.
Well, there's no doubt, Keith, when you get a wider split, that means you feel like your offensive line can handle the penetrations crossing their face, and right now it's creating gaps for Deron Gage.
2 plays, and McCallum in business, and here comes Julian. Julian inside the 30. Broughton brings him down, but not before he gets down to the 28-yard line. 50 seconds to go and counting. Now McCallum only has 1 timeout left. Remember, they used the one to get Judah Copeland back on the field.
Exactly, and it was a well-spent timeout. In today's world where you have spread offenses, you can get the ball in the end zone from here.
Yeah, they need a first down to stop the clock. They're going to get that and more. Here goes Perez. Perez cuts it to the outside, and then goes down at the 12-yard line, but that will stop the clock. Allen with the stop, and we'll see if they clock it here with 25 seconds.
Well, they're going to move the change, Roger, and then as soon as they set that change, he's going to crank the clock. You got 21 seconds. Oh, he's already done it.
Yeah, that seems like a clock mistake there. But here we go. Julian, he is hit, falls forward inside the 9. They're going to have to call a timeout. Boy, they either started that clock too early or it was a quick whistle.
Yeah, and you see Coach Taylor all the way down to the 12-yard line. He come running down the field, and he ends up getting the timeout. But I think you're right, Roger. They cranked that clock up. They had not set the chains. They lost 3 or 4, maybe 5 seconds.
At least. And it all started way back, what was that, inside the 10-yard line? I don't know if we have that first run by Deron Gage on this drive, but I'm sure McCallum's thinking, well, we'll give it to our speed guy. If he can do something big, then we'll try to score. But they're on the 7-yard line, and, well, here you see, once he gets a little opening, he's something special.
I mean, man, and so they give it to him again out of a 2-back set on the second play, and then all of a sudden, you're staring at points.
Well, they're not going to mess around with no timeouts remaining. They're going to go ahead and bring Carson out here, and this is like stealing points, Steve, because they got the turnover at one end and figured we'll run out the clock. Instead, they're going to get a chance here to add to their lead.
Yeah, with Gage with his hands on the ball, they're lucky that he can get the score 2 plays ago.
And we're going to timeout. Calallen will take the timeout.
Timeout.
Carson
Calallen
will attempt the field goal here as McAllen tries to take a 20-0 lead. Today's Smile Cam brought to you by Smiles by Garcia, creating life-changing smiles in just 2 visits. For more information, visit smilesbygarcia.com. Don't forget, this is the first of 3 ball games. It's a day like we've never had here in Central Texas other than a state championship day. Steve, coming up next at 4 o'clock, we've got Lake Travis, reigning 6A state champion, taking on San Antonio O'Connor, 13-0. And then the nightcap, Westlake, undefeated. A lot of people like the Chaparrals to win that Division II 6A state title, and they will take on Cibolo Steel. And we've got it all for you right here on KBVO. So Carson from 26 yards out with Fought, the holder. Calallen making Carson think about it a little bit. So again, Carson kicked 2 last week. He's got 1 today. Good snap, good kick, and 7 seconds to go. McCallum has a 20-0 lead, and at the worst, that's a 6-point swing, but you got to believe Calallen would have a great chance of punching it in, although it was a 3rd and long, so it would have been a kicking situation. Nevertheless, Calallen had a great scoring chance. They don't get it. McCallum goes over 90 yards to get the score.
Well, they fumbled the punt, so they get that. Coach Taylor's upset. Then quarterback Duff takes it down 24 to 25 yards on the run. We thought he was injured. They end up throwing the ball, get it picked, another ball on the ground, and after they unstack it, then McCallum, 90 yards away, you don't think they're going to get points out of this, and then all of a sudden, Gage gets his hands on the ball twice, and you're staring at points. So really just kind of nightmarish for Coach. Coach is on both sides. You don't really know who's going to end up coming out, but McCallum takes advantage of it.
Well, and it will basically give McCallum back-to-back possessions with the second half kickoff. And for Calallen, Steve, you have to keep hope alive, and one thing is they stay on a 3-possession score differential by keeping them out of the end zone with a 20-0 score. But let's face it, Calallen's got to figure out some way on offense to move the ball.
That's right, and the offense that they're operating out of generally does not get points quickly. It's a grind you out, beat you up offense.
And Carson will squib this one right down the middle. Bounces around, now picked up, and now good running room down the sideline. This is going to turn into a foot race, and big play right there on special teams by Cole Davis as Nick Elizondo got free up that near sideline, but in the end, that is the final play of the half. A half dominated by McCallum, defensively especially, where Calallen has exactly 1 first down on a 24-yard run by their quarterback Colton Duff, but on that drive they turned it over, and now McCallum will go to the locker room.
It's obviously, but you know, he didn't win all these ball games by panicking for sure, and he's going to basically say the program needs to stay where we are. Let's just play harder, correct these mistakes. They have not stopped the outside zone play by McCallum, and so defensively it's going to be huge there. They got to get this stop right now.
Well, for the first time in the ball game, Calallen will kick it off. Gonzalez will kick it deep, and that is Ty Washington. Drives him back to his 6-yard line. Washington's got some great speed, and he's got a little seam and excellent field position. Tyrell Washington all the way up to the 36-yard line.
Boy, what a special talent. Young kid, plays corner for him, and right now he got that ball out beyond the 35-yard line, and that is a big plus. Calallen needed to get him pinned back, but right now they just need to go with 3 and out.
Well, McCallum opening drive was a 2-play drive. They went 47 yards, 32 of it from Alexander Julian to give McCallum the lead. So back come the Knights here to start the third quarter. Julian in the backfield. They've got Carson in there as a H-back. And they give it to Julian on the sweep, and he's hit but falls forward and picks up an extra yard, and so a gain of 5.
Yeah, they hit him there somewhere around the 38, 39-yard line. He bounces forward and ends up turning this thing into a nice first down gain.
2nd down and 5 for the Knights of McCallum. Riggs Barrett in on the tackle, the sophomore linebacker for Calallen. Perez, they load the box, and there's nowhere to go. Perez has stood up and knocked backwards, and it's one of the best defensive plays for this Calallen front. And that'll bring up a 3rd and long.
Well, absolutely. They ended up moving their core backer out to the edge. You can see 13 coming off the edge there. That's Brandon Boughton. And the backside pursuit ends up making this play here when they turn it back. Lost a couple of yards.
So 3rd down and about 7. Perez gives it to Julian, and he is lit up by Leo Meady, and just like that, McCallum's going to have to punt, and we saw Kanisi Leo Meady throwing around that 275 there.
Man, pursuing down the line of scrimmage. Watch the pressure come off the edge here. Turn him in, and there's Leo Meady right there. I mean, wipes him out. No gain. 4th down. This is exactly what Calallen needed, and we'll see if they can get it done on offense now.
Mason Bryant back to punt. It is Hawkins standing at his 25-yard line. But even with a 3 and out, because of that kickoff return, a chance for McCallum to flip the field here. And this is a good punt by Bryant. And Hawkins is blown up. Now that's going to be kick interference. And I think Washington must have not seen the fair catch sign, because
he just basically came in there full tilt like a train wreck, and wow, we got a kid down.
Yeah, that's Zac Hawkins, and well, the only explanation is that Washington did not see a fair catch call, and you can see emotions are running high over there, but boy, you hate to see something like that happen.
Well, they're waving for some help. This does not look good at all.
No. Let's take a timeout here, as this is going to take some time here. They're going to bring the card out, but Zac Hawkins obviously defenseless right there. No way is my belief that Washington saw the fair catch call. But, we'll take a timeout as we are early here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, here comes.
So, hard to see. It had to obviously happen before that, but and then you also have the helmet-to-helmet contact to compound the problem. But our only guess is that they didn't see the fair catch, and that's why you had that massive collision.
Well, what a great sign there, Roger. We saw the thumbs up. And, man, that just gives everybody a chance to breathe when the young man is able to move that right arm and have some function there. And hopefully this is going to be just one of those big hits that reminds us that we need to keep caution and safety.
Kick catch interference on the kicking team.
So there's the call.
Number 2 with targeting. Number 2 has been disqualified.
Well, and as we suspected, it was also a targeting, so Ty Washington has been ejected from the game, the starting cornerback and returner for McAllen.